I mean, fellas, let's just be honest. All of us love to be able to pull out our biceps and say, welcome to the gun show. Ladies, I know all of y'all love a little extra curvature to that rotund booty cheek.
How long you had that big old ass, Granny?
66 years.
66 years old.
Yeah.
And that's all your ass.
All my ass. Touch.
Who your...
What's good, YouTube? TV Locks here, bringing you guys another video today. Yes, today you guys are going to be sharing some of my best practices for how I lost some of my belly fat, some of my moves. For real, I have fat everywhere though. So if you're interested in that video, stay tuned. Usually, you guys, if you have not done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button right now. If you have hit that like and subscribe button, definitely want to make sure that notification bell, stay notified on all the posts the moment I post. Let's get the video started. Now, with summer being over everywhere but Dallas-Fort Worth apparently, a lot of you who have not given up on trying to get that dream summer body, and I am here to help you out with that. Over the last 2 years, I have been putting my body through the most consistent regimen of weightlifting, dieting, fasting, pretty much just being health conscious that I've ever been. And in that process, I've lost a lot of weight, I've gotten stronger, I lost body fat, I've gained muscle, pretty much gotten to my prime peak physical condition. Now, on the way to actually trying to achieve a great physical condition, there were a lot of times that I failed, either from paralysis by analysis, comparison, just having a terrible relationship with food in general. All of these things really made it difficult for me. And what I learned over time with trying to get to the quote unquote perfect fitness regimen, the perfect fitness regimen is really just the regimen that you can complete, that you're having fun doing, and it's the easiest to be consistent. I was the type of guy who believed that you had to be like Rocky, you had to be like Rambo. There is no tomorrow, you can never fall off. And if you fall off, you might as well be a pansy because, you know what I'm saying, you're never gonna make it because you just don't have the discipline.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
That was kind of like my mindset. So when I would fall off of diet plans or when I would have a cheat day on accident or a binge, I would really get this defeated attitude. I would rationalize making bad decisions over and over again. For example, let's say for about 3 months straight, I've been doing perfect with my diet. Perfect with my diet. I'm seeing great results. Everything is going well. One random Wednesday, I decide, man, after work, I really just want a Big Mac. I order a Big Mac, fry, apple pie. I eat all the foods that I have not been eating over this last 90 days. Because it's Wednesday, here's where it gets silly. Instead of getting right back on the horse and saying, you know what, I'm gonna just start my program right back. I had one little cheat day, one little lapse. It's all good. Let's just keep it going. Instead of doing that, what I would do is say, I might as well just carry it over to the end of the week. I might as well just start again on Monday. Enjoy the rest of the week. 90 days of hard work. I deserve it, right? Maybe that'll be a new protocol for me. For every 90 days, I'll give myself a week to cheat. You're doing all the mind games and the mental gymnastics. So you eat Thursday what you want to eat, Friday what you want to eat. You get to the weekend and you tell yourself, I know I said I would just wait till I got here, but it's the weekend. I want to enjoy the weekend. You eat that Saturday, you eat that Sunday. Come Monday, you gain 15 pounds. You're looking at that scale and that scale is saying 15 pounds heavier. You're looking in that mirror and you look a little bloated, less cut. Your muscles don't look as pronounced as they were and you are now discouraged. 1 month later, you have now completely regressed back to where you were in the beginning. And for me, that was a consistent story of mine. But with this video, you guys, I think I can help you avoid that. Now, one of the first things that's extremely important to do is to master the basics. I know every time you've seen a fitness video, there's like a collection of like the cliche advice that everyone hates to follow. You almost even hate to hear it.
Make sure you get proper sleep. Make sure you're eating your vegetables and your proteins. Make sure you're getting a proper balanced diet and your vitamins and minerals and nutrients.
You hear all that stuff stuff, we all revert back to our Charlie Brown days. But in all actuality, mastering the basics is actually going to be the thing that best sets you up to help you with losing weight the best. Anybody out there starting a fitness program, I highly recommend that you hit those daily recommendations for your macronutrients, for your water, for your sleep. If you need help with your macro calculator, there are calculators out there. I'll put the link in the description for one. It'll tell you all the carbs, all the proteins you need for whatever goal you have, whether that's losing fat, gaining muscle. But it's very important that you check off those basics first. Consider the basics like your prerequisites to get into your major program. Before you start your fitness regimen, you want to make sure that you can consistently get the 6 to 8 hours of sleep, all the water you need. I'd even recommend a daily multivitamin or probiotic, balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, and the proper proteins, lacking sugars and processed foods. Getting yourself right from a fitness perspective is going to require a lifestyle change. And the best way to implement that lifestyle change is to make the basics a habit. Make them a habit now, establish those prerequisites, and it's going to put you on a better path to begin. Now, the second thing I would recommend is resistance training. I know for a lot of people out there, lifting weights is just something that athletes do. It's only something for people that are trying to be super duper buff bodybuilders like Rodney Coleman and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Resistance training has been shown to help your bone health, your energy levels, your mood, as well as your ability to burn fat. All of these things are positives and what we're looking for. When I was first beginning to start my fitness programs, I would always think that the proper way to start was doing HIIT, some sort of steady state cardio, some combination of those, and cutting calories. I thought that the way to my weight loss was going to be a calorie cut, basically a deficit that was going to slowly shrink, just eat away all the fat, and I was going to be fine. What I didn't realize is I was paring down my metabolism. I was cutting calories, and I was getting my body accustomed to dealing with those or processing those low calories. What do you think happened when I started eating higher calorie counts again? Exactly. I started gaining that weight right back, and that's exactly what would happen every single time. This is where weightlifting comes in. With weight training, you're gonna get the added benefit of lean muscle that's gonna help you with your metabolism, as well as your hormones, as well as a plethora of other benefits that you get. I mean, fellas, let's just be honest. All of us love to be able to pull out our biceps and say, welcome to the gun show. Ladies, I know all of y'all love a little extra curvature to that rotund booty cheek.
How long you had that big old ass, Granny?
66 years.
66 years old.
Yeah.
And that's all your ass.
All my ass. Touch.
Who your boy?
Weight training is literally a win-win for all of us here, okay? When I started back lifting weights, it had probably been about almost a decade since I had picked up any weight. And I kept telling myself that, going to gym pop gyms was just not in the cards for me at the time because of the pandemic. I had, young children. My wife was pregnant at the time. Also, once you've been away from the weight room that long, you sort of, get an old man mindset. I don't want to go to the weight room and hurt something. I adopted that mentality. When I started lifting weights, my body started to transform immediately. It was like my body had craved it. And I got those newbie gains. We all know about those newbie gains. From the moment I started lifting weights, I haven't looked back. It's been at least almost 500 workouts I've done since I started, man. Lifting weights is the way to go. When it comes to my program, I am lifting primarily for strength. You're gaining strength, usually it's a good sign that you're gaining muscle.
The reason why gaining muscle is so important is because gaining lean muscle means added metabolism, means elevated afterburn effect for burning fat.
If you want to try to get a program like a push-pull split, something where maybe chest and back, maybe you're doing bis and tris, maybe you're doing legs and bis, something like that, more the classical styles of training. Doesn't have to be anything excessive. You can get in 30 to 45 minutes on a single body part if you want. There's a lot of different websites out there that can give you the workout that you need. I know a lot of times this is a very difficult thing. I do recommend those who are lifting weights to establish the proper program. This is very, very important because it's very easy to sort of get lost in the sauce. I have a tonal, and the tonal pretty much sets everything up for me. I've got my list of workouts. I got workout programs. I can pretty much go into my machine and say, I want to work chest today and back today, and it'll pop up exactly what I need. You may not have a tonal. If you are interested in a tonal, link in description. But if you don't have a tonal, I would highly recommend you invest that time in establishing that right program. Again, that program should place an emphasis on strength and building lean muscle. Get it in your routine today. Tip 3, don't let a cheat day destroy your entire program. Y'all heard that story that I shared in the very beginning of this video. Every time I had a cheat day, it would pretty much just cause me to go into this spiral. I started to feel like I was developing an eating disorder. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was craving foods when I was stressed, needing to be punished if I had eaten the wrong food. I just had a terrible mentality around food. I had a terrible relationship with it. So really learning to master my fitness program and staying consistent is understanding that when I fall off, even if I fall off for several days, it's important to always remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you want to try to be on point, but 20% of the time, life is going to happen. And I'm not just talking about cheat days, I'm talking about those unexpected life events. There's little things in your life that are going to change your routine. It's going to change, your ability to do things consistently the same way every single day. You might get sick. I learned so much about myself and all the unique circumstances that I can encounter these days that I almost have a contingency for every single variable or responding or manipulated variable that I can encounter within a given day. If I don't get good sleep, this is how I react. If I'm on a vacation, this is how I would do my workout. Cheat day, this is what I do. But I never fall off. Veer a little bit, but I'm gonna come right back to my program. I remember the 80-20 rule. Maybe I don't have the same access to my macros. Well, let me get as close as I possibly can. I can't get all of my protein today, but let me get as close as I can. I say all that to say, you don't want to allow one little deviation from your plan or your consistent regimen knock you off. It's like the desperation causes us to cling to the routine because we feel like we'll be lost otherwise. Let that mentality go. One lapse, one little deviation is not going to ruin your program. The moment you can get back on the horse, get back on the horse, and everything will be fine. I've learned this the hard way. Trust me. Please trust me. Don't do it. All right, now diet. Now, when it comes to diet, each individual person is going to have needs specific to their situation. Your nutrient deficiencies may not be my nutrient deficiencies, and vice versa. I do want to leave these principles to be a little bit more general, okay? So one of the principles that I would recommend is high protein. High protein is really, really important for my fitness regimen because the protein really does help with my satiety. I aim to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Again, that's going to make it optimal for me to gain that lean muscle. So I want to make sure that I'm getting that high protein. High protein has been shown to help with fat loss as well. You should be seeing a little bit of science backing that on the screen. Another principle, stay away from bad carbs. A lot of people out there think all carbs are bad. How could all carbs be bad? Fruits and vegetables are carbs. It's not about cutting out all carbs completely. It's about making sure that you're getting good carbs. If you're gonna get a bread, try to get like a whole wheat bread. If you're gonna get pasta, try to get a natural or whole grain pasta. Those types of carbs, sweet potatoes, all things that are gonna digest a lot better in the fueling of that muscle building process. So you wanna get those good carbs. Do not skip out on carbs. With a high protein, because of that satiety, sometimes it can be very difficult to get higher calories. When you're eating lean chicken breasts and eggs and protein shakes, those aren't things that are super bountiful in calories. I'm not scarfing down Big Macs anymore either. You need those good carbs to make sure that you can get some of those good calories. Do not skip out on carbs. Those carbs are going to be very important to make sure that you got the glycogen stores that you need to get the best workouts in that gym, thereby building that muscle and burning that fat. All right, so don't skip on carbs. That's my second principle. Third principle, get rid of all pops and sugary drinks. When I'm trying to drink all the water that I need for the day, that's hard enough. I'm working, I'm sitting here at the desk. Sometimes I can be a little bit distracted doing stuff like this. I can get a little bit behind on water. So it's definitely bad as a low-key water distraction, but then also it's just empty calories. Look at those drinks and look at those calories. A lot of them are 200 and 300 and 400 calories in some instances of just pure sugar. Oftentimes a huge reason why people are not seeing the gains that they want in the gym. You're doing your protein, you're doing all your macros, but you're eating candy almost every single day. That sugar is not going to be good for your gains. So keep that in mind. Stay away from those sugary drinks and really candy overall. Last thing is just like my carb tip, don't avoid all fats just because you're trying to lose fat. Fats are very, very important to have in our bloodstream to make sure that our hormones have the proper fuel sources. Cholesterol is very, very very important for testosterone. It's very important to make sure you're getting those egg yolks in. Healthy fats like almonds, walnuts, avocados have some good fats. To make sure you got those good fats so things are moving along efficiently. You can have a high protein diet, you can be hitting your carbs, but if you got terrible fats and your hormones are taking a terrible dip, that testosterone takes a terrible dip, it can impact you negatively with how you're gaining your muscle. It can even result in estrogen being out of whack, and in some instances can actually result in excess weight gain. So you want to make sure you're getting the proper nutrients holistically so that everything can be in balance, right? Especially those hormones, all right? So get those healthy fats. That is principle number 4. Diet, of course, there are other principles. I just gave you 4 because they're just a general outline of things to follow to make sure that you're on the right track. You've all heard this saying before, so I know it sounds cliche, but you truly are what you eat. So let's make the right decisions. Last and final tip, I think this is the most important one, and that is to change your mindset. All throughout the fitness industry, all over the internet, all over headlines, how products are marketed, etc., people are trying to advertise 30-day results, 60-day results, 90-day results. Everyone out there seems to be most comfortable approaching fitness from more of a reactive standpoint and not a lifestyle standpoint. Almost as if fitness and the proper diet are only reactive measures to bad habits. It's almost like we look at it like, okay, well, I've been doing terrible all year. Now it's time for me to get right because I want to look good for the summer. That seems to be how things operate. No mistake, I've listed a lot of different things on this video. The most important thing that you can maintain when it comes to your fitness journey is consistency. This is why making it a lifestyle change is so important. You'll stop thinking about things in terms of 30, 60, 90, and you'll just think, you know what, this is what I'll do. I'll get to a point where it feels so natural, the workflow is so seamless that time is just gonna go, and I'm gonna look up one day in a mirror. I'm not gonna realize that 90 days has passed, and I'm gonna look like a completely different person. I'm gonna have taken pictures, I'm gonna be able to look at that before and that after, and I'm gonna be able to see, wow, I mastered the basics. I started weight training, got rid of that defeated attitude anytime a plan deviated. I started focusing a little bit more on key principles for my diet, and through all of those things, I was able to find consistency. Staying consistent is key, you guys. Start your program now, add on things little by little, try to adopt some of these principles, and slowly but surely, you guys, you'll get there. That's one thing you gotta realize, and I'm gonna say this before I land, time is not stopping. That means whether or not you put that hard work in or not, time is gonna keep on, and it's not waiting on you. You might as well develop the proper fitness workflow so that by the time that time goes by, inevitably, at least it makes sense for you. You know, you've been doing some things, investing some things, making some sacrifices that make sense. And I believe in you guys. I think you can do it. I've done it. And if I've done it, you all can too. All right. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully this video helped. TP Locks, signing out.